Hey y'all, welcome to the watermelon patch, or will be anyway. Look at this one. She's pup in training. That's a little female pup that's still with us, doing fine. No, it's been overcast today, but mild. No rain, so that means we can get out and do a little work today. We've got it all broke up. At least the watermelon's first break. I still got about another 2 on that, but be planting the watermelon starts tonight indoors. Hey guys, and getting ready for planting here toward the end of the month outside. Them watermelons end up getting their feelings hurt, as I call it. If you're not careful on the transplants, they normally bounce right back. But I got me some peat pots this year. Just did my calculations because I like to plan and map it out. I'm about 30 peat pots short, so I'll have to get some more Monday, I guess. That way I can just set them right in. Look at them, don't they look pretty? But here's the main garden. Got 3 stumps out there that we'll deal with over the next few days. I'll plant it in stages. Since my corn and all will go in first, tomatoes will follow shortly after, and we'll have it all mapped out. For those that have asked, yes, that's a big garden. Yes, it was hand-tilled. 17-inch tiller at the time, but boy, it sure beats that little 4-inch hand plow I broke a little bit of ground with when I first moved in, so I'm sure we're not complaining. Still got some grass to pop up. They make those herbicides that'll knock that stuff out and not affect your plants, but I ain't taking no chances. I'll just keep plowing at it and weeding it till we get it all done. But did the calculations right at a 1/4 acre that we'll put in a garden this year. Watermelon patch about 3,000 square foot, and these rows are 180 feet long by 60, so we'll have about 16 rows. But mainly peas, corn, tomatoes, and peppers are going in. We'll put a little squash in, huh? Yeah, okay. I don't know how we're going to fare with these dogs loving it out here. I guess I got enough to, if they tear up a little bit of it, it'll be a good trade-off for keeping all the varmints away and the critters. I watched them a while ago while I was tilling them. They got all excited, went to running, and I looked up, sure enough, there was a hawk coming in, and they made quick work of that hawk. Let them know he wasn't welcome here, huh? No, sir. Good dogs. Well, it's been a good week. Had a little sunshine along the way. I always get a little bit reflective this time of year for a myriad of reasons. One, the Alamo study, and listening to the fall of it always kind of makes me stop and ponder my own attitude, I guess. I'm squirreling again here. Y'all remember when I first moved in, those of y'all that followed for a while, when look at that, it's stuck on there. I got to tilling this out here, and this was actually done, I believe, with a little piece of it with that hand push plow that I still have, used for little projects. Well, I'll show you. I don't really remember horses being out here much. I think Memo made at least the pasture to an old gentleman here there toward the end that had one, but I came across that old horseshoe dug up out there, and nails still in it. And dubbed it the Horseshoe Garden, and it made its namesake even more apparent this year. I guess I got one more to go where it was a 3-legged horse. Because I found this year, found 2 more. So I guess I'm still looking for that lost horseshoe or a 3-legged horse. I'm making my bet that there's another horseshoe. I haven't seen no 3-legged horse. Anyway, talking about the sacrifices, I think the biggest thing that stuck out to me, other than the sheer courage and valor of those guys, was at the end of the battle, when the few that were left, they had pretty much surrendered. And, they didn't beg for mercy, but one of Santa Anna's officers begged for mercy for them. Of course, he was a tyrant. He didn't have no sense. He didn't operate in the rules of war. So indignantly, he ordered their execution. And one of his officers later wrote in his memoirs that though they were unfortunate through their torture and execution. They never complained, never whined, never begged. Shoot. Not many of those folks out there. Not anymore. We lose our mind when they don't get the order right at Popeyes or McDonald's. Much less when we're about to get a spear stuck through us. Different breed back then. But they did that so I could do this. So I'm going to be happy and celebrate it. I think they'd be proud that somebody got some use out of that old ground, huh? Right? They left it all behind, left it on the field so that we can enjoy the freedom. So no need to be sad and grieve about it. Just make it count. That old tree was around when they fought. It still blows my mind. 300 years old, so it was pretty big by the time Alamo was fought. But anyway, that's my state of mind. Prayers for Nashville Steel. Had some friends reach out and lost some dear to them. Didn't lose anyone directly that I knew, but tragedy struck, and it's tough. Funny thing about that, though, she mentioned that the family that was killed was Christians and we're together now. And I guess we'll put it in perspective. Some folks think that believe in God both ways. Old earth versus new earth, they say. Billions of years old versus thousands. Either way you go, 70 years is just a drop in the bucket. So I guess that puts things in perspective. We only got just a little time to do what we need to do to try to make a difference. And hope we're prayed up, living right, and doing the right thing when it comes our time. But prayers for all that devastation and all those that go through tragedy. Look at that puppy. And most puppies had them a mouthful of chicken, but he's still curious about them. But, we're up to 30-something eggs a day. We'll have to go in the egg business, I guess. Turkeys are coming. Let's see what else. Goats are coming. Still got a little work to do to get them in here, but won't be long. But it's spring in Texas. You can argue with me if you want to. I don't reckon we'll see any more freezes. We'll get a little light frost, I imagine, probably around the 20th. But, it's been a mild winter. Not going to be enough to hurt anything. Might have to cover up the petunias if you got any. I don't have any. I got marigolds. I imagine they'll be all right. All right, well, let me do a roll call real quick. Oh, I wanted to mention this. Sometimes perception will throw you for a loop. My team at Lone Star was able to cover this morning, and had the morning off to go help a dear friend of mine and do a little videography on the side and help out with things on the road. And she had a speaking engagement down in Houston for University of Houston Big Teacher Conference. And we was there this morning. We was all set up and everything, sound check, waiting on the event. And we went out in the mezzanine. And it was in a part of the center where there wasn't any really traffic. And took care of our bathroom business ahead of the event. So she went to the women's, and of course I went to the men's. Came out later. She came out at just a nervous wreck, and all of us need to be, I guess, cognizant of this corona thing going around. But the water wasn't working in the bathroom, she said. Nice convention center. And I said, well, goodness. She said, there's nobody in there, Joel. Come on in here and see if you can figure it out. So here I am with the Grammy Award winner, gold record holder, in the women's bathroom at the youth center in Houston, Texas. That kind of got tickled. I said, well, I guess these days you go where you want to. You just got to own or identify something else, but I'm not doing that. Well, there wasn't anybody in there, and we got the water working. About the time we're walking out, we ran into a young lady that was coming in. No words were said, but puzzled looks were exchanged about why I was coming out of the women's bathroom. Anyway, what did he say? There was an explanation, but I don't think it carried any water at that point. No pun intended. Anyway. All right, let me check off and see who all's on this evening. And just watch your perception. Maybe it's not what it appears sometimes. All right. Oh, there went my comment. Let me go down a little bit. All right, get steady. I make myself dizzy trying to watch this. There's Carrie. How are you, sir? Good to see you on. Miss Dorothy Dean down Groveton Way. How are you, ma'am? Your roosters that you gave me still doing fine. Have to kind of step in on hen protection every now and then. I had one crawl up my back the other day. A hen, not a rooster. Trying to get away from them. But had someone tell me about some canned meat recipes. Yep, chicken. I'm gonna give it a shot because I got some roosters that need to be in a can for sure. But that's another story. There's Margaret. How are you, ma'am? Appreciate your watching that. That's always, even though I produce it, I watch it every year, and it always makes me introspective. Teresa, how are you, ma'am? There's Miss Joanne. How are you? The dogs will learn. That's right. Well, they hadn't got a mouthful of feathers yet. Those chickens like eating that dog food, and they'll all gather around when I feed the dogs. And Sissy will chase them off and nip at them a little bit, but just enough to get them out of the way. There's Martin saying howdy. Deborah. Susan K. Beautiful 50 degrees and sunny in Michigan today. Well, I can handle Michigan at that, I guess. Margaret's checking in. Be the light. Yes, ma'am. Helen. Times have changed for sure. Have a great day. Yes, ma'am. Lionel. Let me see. I'm going to try that. Lionel Leandelli, I think. I hope I got that right, sir. If I did, forgive me. Deborah's saying, love my Texas, never want to leave. That's right. Doris McKinney, Outlot, Texas. Well, thank you. You know, I was looking at that front yard. I got it trimmed down and mowed it and putting the tiller up a while ago. I was like, well, I guess I could take up golfing. I ain't. But I'd have a pretty good looking putting green right now, wouldn't I? Jordan, I don't know. I'm kind of suspect about this thing. He was mowing while I was tilling the other day, and I saw him stop. Now, granted, I'd been mowing for hours. Saw him stop, get off the mower, and look around a little bit. I threw a dry belt earlier in the day. Thought that's what it was. Wasn't it at all. He come driving up, me on the tiller. He had a mower blade in his hand. He said, Dad, we got a magnet? I'm like, no. Back pasture, y'all, way back in there. He said, well, this thing came off, and the bolt's got to be out there somewhere. If we had a magnet, I could find it. He knew I didn't have no magnet and knew I was going to try to find it. Anyway, that'll be easy to replace, but he got out of mowing the rest of the afternoon. I don't know. We'll just leave that for whatever you think. No, he'll get out here and work with me. I got tickled, though. I can just see us with a... Remember them old horseshoe magnets? Who remembers those? Of course, they got bigger, better ones now. It was a horseshoe, and what was it, red and gray, and yeah, anyway, I could still see us out there with it trying to find it. We didn't. They're cheap enough at the store. We'll get us another one. We'll be back to mowing soon. Hey, Mike, how are you? Southern California. Donna Cox, Pensacola, checking in, but missing my Texas home every day. Well, thank you. There's Miss Jerry James, farmer show with turkeys, goats, and 30 eggs a day. I see what you did there. I did. Thank you, Karen. Good to see you. Let's see. Yes, we do know which bathroom to use, and we should stick to that. Charlotte saying prayers for the victims in Nashville, Tennessee tornado. My hometown, Camden, 90 miles from there. One fatally here, tornado, many houses. Yeah, remember those folks in your prayers. Littleton, Colorado's checking in with Kimberly. My good buddy Andrew, thank you, sir. Janet, and let's see. I'm trying to scroll here. All right, y'all don't forget, we lose an hour tonight at 2. For those of you staying up, y'all can just watch it happen. I ain't. I'll be up when I normally get up, and whatever time the clock says, I guess that's what it'll be. Aren't we smart controlling the time? Whatever. I will be glad to see a little bit longer days. Whatever, the time will change. The clock will. How about that? Time's not going to change. What's that old Indian proverb about him saying you leave it to the government to cut one end off a blanket and sew it on the other and call it a longer blanket? Pretty much it, ain't it? Well, y'all enjoy. Don't be late for church, but some of you probably will. Hope I ain't one of them. You always get them dirty looks even though you get excused. But oh well. All right, I'm rambling now. I got eggs together. I believe we should be popping 30 today. Hatching them in the house. I think we got a rotation, 2 in and 2 come out. But we'll have, I think we're up to about 100 head now. But canned roosters before too long. Y'all have a good evening. Be the light.